4 more days here, and then we're back at home. I got asked the question yesterday: are you tired of being here? Or are you excited to be back home? I got asked the question: are you happy to go back home? And I wouldn't say I'm happy to be home. I would say I'm tired of being anywhere else but home right now. Right now, I do just want to be at home, I want to be at my desk. But I also don't want to be at my desk, I don't want to be at home. Being out, being anywhere else but home, words can't describe that feeling. You either know it or you don't. I really need to get another camera, don't I? It's funny, I love it. I would not say I don't love not being here, not being anywhere for that fact. And especially with what I'm cooking up in the process. I showed you a little bit yesterday, or at least I think. I don't know, I lose track of days. I only know that I'm doing better from the day that happened yesterday. I go to sleep, wake back up. The day that I go along with is better than the day I had yesterday. Why? Because I got to wake back up again. As much as I'm awake, I'm still dead. I live my life like I'm dead, and that will be something that is said in the next video, because death feels like being born. Because it is. We're stuck on this plane, and the only way to get out of it is by dying. But only by dying with no envy in your heart, with no resentment, with no, damn, I should have done this, damn, I wish I could have done that, or anything else in between. It's the one thing that I know a lot of us should be working towards, and yet we push that to the side for money, for fame, for this, for that. And I understand wanting money, wanting fame. I've gone too many nights without being fameless. I've gone too many nights without being nameless, but I understand as well. Everyone that has a morsel of intellect understands the word enigma. They come across my channel and they can find no other words to describe what we're doing here other than, damn, he really is an enigma, the enigma in this whole platform. Find another person that's doing what we're doing. I dare you, but I can promise you this, you won't find another person. Because how can you find another me? You can't. You can't. One thing that I used to bash on about a lot in the past was individualizing yourself and being who you are, cultivating this person and crafting your soul into what it should have been from the start. However, and I can attest to this, is why I say it, because I wouldn't speak about something if I wasn't practicing what I preached. See what I'm saying? So, that being said, there's a lot of suppression that gets put on you by everyone else around you, by your parents, by your family, by anyone that you know, that you hold in high regard. You take whatever they're carrying on their shoulders into your heart, and you incorporate it into your soul and make it your being, because that's easier than finding your own dictionary terms for this thing, for that thing. That's why social media is so prevalent with pushing out content of this country versus that country, and well, what's going on in this country, and then mixing your mind up, giving you a false thing of, yeah, I'm right because I don't like this country. But why don't you like this country? Because I watched a 30-second video. I watched a 30-second video about it. It's easy, it's the most easiest thing that you can do is to just implement something like that and not do your own research about it. This is why I do condemn people that commend people that go out of their way and they make their shit their own. Whatever they want to learn, whatever they're seeing online, they make it their own. They've individualized themselves. Whether they see something online that there's one point in my mind that I want to talk about, and it does concern the country that I'm in. I haven't said what country I'm in, so hold your... If you've been online recently, you've known that India has been getting a lot of, I would say, flack recently, and I do kind of find it a little bit funny how there's been a South Asian person running for office, and as soon as she runs for office, there's a whole load of things on social media concerning the country that she came from, implementing a level of suppression to people that are unconscious to it, to give them a sense about a country that they've never been to, that they've never experienced, that they don't really know, and they just think that it's just a whole load of shit. Don't get me wrong, there is a lot of rubbish around, there is a lot of trash, there is a lot of shit around, and the people, I do feel like they have this thing about them where they are living in their own world and they're very ignorant to people around them. As much as, yes, I'm brown in skin, they can see that I'm not from here, so they treat me differently. As much as, yes, I am Indian, I don't hold that to myself and I don't make it who I am, because I'm not. I come from up there, I don't come from around here. But so does everyone else, you see what I'm saying? I don't want to hold myself in this bubble of, oh, my mum's Indian, so I guess I got, it's never been me and it never will be me, but that's a story for another day. I also do believe it's because Eastern mysticism is getting a lot of exposure right now, and you can see it, it's very prevalent. Seeing Eastern mysticism get pushed out into whatever avenue it goes into, where, mainstream. And it's very nice to see, as much as, yes, some things are new agey, and I do love the new age, I just still feel like it's more hugs and rainbows than anything else. However, that's up for interpretation, because that's just leveling it down to your own perception at the end of the day. Someone could see it as hugs and rainbows like me, and someone could see it as blood and swords, blood and guts. I don't know. I don't know. I hope they at least have a level of interpretation that's individualized to themselves. That's all I can hope for at the end of the day, that no one's following the crowd, no one's just leveling themselves down to the social consciousness of things, and that's it. It's like when you see I need to check my battery, because we saw in the last one, I started off at 100, it's on 57. Oh man. Yeah, we saw in the last video how quick it goes down. Oh man, I need to get a new one, but I know I'm not going to, because I'm stubborn like that. Unless this one explodes, I'm gonna keep on grinding with it. Same with the webcam. I'm gonna keep on grinding with it. As much as, I can use a fucking £5,000 camera, I can use a £10,000 fucking iMac. I'm not going to use it, because what's the need? What's the need? unless there is a need for it and I actually need it, which I am getting to the point where I do need something better to be able to produce my art, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. After the schizophrenic rambling, I kind of lost where I was talking, what I was talking about. Life is funny, ain't it? The one thing that I can say is God has a very, very funny sense of humor. That it doesn't matter what situation you're in, it doesn't matter about what emotion you're feeling. Once you understand that you've manifested something and it's staring you right into your eyes, it's very amusing. It doesn't matter if you've been saying unconsciously to yourself, I wish a nigga would, and a nigga did, and now you're hurting off that or whatever, you're not in a good mood. You manifested that because you're the one that was saying, I wish a nigga would. Yeah, I remember what I was talking about now. But once you're in that state of, damn, he really put that in front of my face because I asked for that, it's very funny because then you're like, damn, I really do hold the power. He just brought that wrath down on me because I was getting out of my place a little bit too much. Time to get back into it. But talking about this country, it's got a very, the energy in it is extremely different than I've ever felt before, ever. And I mean, London is a very shit, fucking bogged down place, and I understand why anyone who gets any morsel of money decides to move away from it, that understands energy and understands social consciousness and all of that. But social, I'm connecting the dots. Just bear with me. It's a very muddy place to be in, London. And this is why I'm not going to complain about being in a country like this, as much as you look online and you see people talking shit about this country that I'm in, and yes, there are a lot of things wrong about this country. When you are to yourself and you're just doing your own thing and you're living in your own bubble, you can't, you don't notice any of that, I came to this country and I manifested this trip for a reason. And the one thing that I keep on saying to myself is, I've made a shit country beautiful. What else can I do with a person? To make a beautiful person. The next video I have in mind after this one, love. How it brings things together, but by bringing things together, it destroys a lot of things in the process. I'm going to convey that next into a video. And there's a lot that I have in my mind that I know I'm able to do. But the social consciousness in London is very strange. It's like when one bird is flying on its lonesome, it's just vibing, it's just doing its thing, but then when it merges into a group of birds, into a flock of birds, and they all just form this one cohesive thing, this bigger thing, and they all just move all fluidly. It's something of beauty, because when you're around like-minded people, that's what happens. You become one. I don't think there's a better feeling than that. Finding your people by working on your temple, and then roaming around with them in this world. The bubble that you have, the cocoon you build around yourself from creating this temple inside of you, it merges with everyone else that's built their own temples in themselves and built this cocoon around themselves, and it's encapsulated your whole group, and it's only emanating all of your glows the best it can. I'm happy I found one person, and I'm happy that I can, yeah. I'll wait until I get heartbroken. I hope it doesn't happen, but never say never. But I think I've got to the point where I can just brush it off my shoulders and say it is what it is. I've been heartbroken in the past. I don't want to really speak about it right now. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. If we cross that bridge, or if we come to that bridge, then we'll cross it. But when it comes to different places and being in different energies, you get a lot of magic done. I understand why a lot of artists confine themselves to a specific country, or they go to a specific place when they're making their art, because the energy that some places hold, it's like a gateway, you know? You step in and you're not carrying the weight of of the world on your shoulders. You're holding it in the palm of your hands, but you're not holding it firmly. You're holding it lovingly, knowing that it's spinning perfectly, and it's only spinning perfectly because you're the one holding it up. I've been working a lot today. I showed you yesterday I showed you a little bit. I wish I could have showed you more. However, the laptop was about to die, and that was unfortunate. I was streaming for about 20 minutes. I don't know how long the video was. And it was about to die, and I started off at 100. But me being the ignorant person that I am, I'm not going to get a new one unless I know that I need a new one, because I'm not able to do what I need to do with my art when it comes down to this. You know, when it comes down to the laptop. Yeah. I know I said it in the last video, but I want to say it again. I know my videos are very abstract and obscure, and I read a comment from someone saying that him and his brother has been watching my videos chronologically, and I'm their favorite obscure YouTuber. And to that, and for everyone watching, I will never be able to thank you enough. And when we do get to a point where we can start throwing our money around like it's nothing, I mean, realistically, money is nothing. I'll do right by all of you people, and I'll make sure that you understand you've put the right person in the face of fame. You see a lot of people online that, I don't want to say they don't deserve fame, but they're not really doing a lot. And what they are doing with it is just different forms of suppression that a lot of people ain't really going to be able to understand, because they haven't leveled themselves up. I'm happy with the art that I'm making, that the outcome of it is very unintentional, is that people are starting to wake up from it when they're listening to it, when they're watching it, when they're resonating with it. It does put a smile on my face. Yes, I make this art for myself, to prove a point to myself, to stop the doubting of myself, and for other reasons I don't want to get into here. But I always have wanted to put content out. I've said this prior, 13% nice. I've said this prior. Your PC is running, your battery is running very low. You might want to plug your PC in. I just don't think I will. So not gonna tell me 12%, 11%. Too many nights I went nameless. Too many nights I went famous. I don't know if I should cut this up or if I should just have it all up in one video. I don't know. I was going to cut it in half at the 13-minute mark. That's probably why it seemed a little bit different there. But I don't know if I will. When it comes down to these types of videos when I'm away from home and I'm all of that, and it's nice to just talk with you, just to break down all of the walls and to just be one, you know? If I didn't have that ability, I would probably be better off dead.